Cloud. Hello. Welcome to our movie club. Today we'll speak about a movie Waterworld. Sorry, Waterworld. It's a sci-fi. I don't know. Is it sci-fi? There is a scientific part?
It's probably more fantasy in this case because there's not really a lot of science in it, right? I'd call it fantasy. Yeah.
Okay, but we can talk about something like rotation of the Earth, this ice melting, and genome mutation. So let's say there is something from science. Okay. Sergey, did you have a chance to watch the movie?
Yeah.
Could you
the
start,
first
please?
time of my life.
For the first time. Wow, very good. So we bring something new to you.
Now you know what we're going to be in 200 years, right?
Sergey, can you start with the story? Please tell us something, how it started.
The story about the world after apocalypse or ecological catastrophe when polar ice was melted and people don't have a chance to go to the earth, and they have water everywhere, and they don't have water without salt.
Fresh water.
Fresh water. Okay.
Fresh water, and they use trimarans and ships and atolls and artificial islands of metal and oil tankers and different type of ships, and they try to find earth and plants and food, because they don't have a chance to live without food and without fresh water. And the story starts with a mariner who has a trimaran, and he met artificial island, and he tried to sell a small part of earth, but suddenly some people saw his genetic changes in the like a fish.
What's the name? Was gills or something? Gills.
Gills.
Okay.
And they put him to prison, and they wanted to kill him inside the small something.
Well, okay. Let's talk about this for a bit. So they have a big tank or some box or something where they trying to produce yours. How? They put every organic they have, organic materials they have. So it's a recycling tank to this box, and there they put bodies of the humans, of the dead humans. Yeah. And as we can see, it's not only for dead bodies, right? They can put you there when you're alive. It's a way to kill you, I guess, to punish you.
They use that as a food source.
I guess it's
Soylent Green.
I guess they use it for soil. They produce soil by this way, and then put plants there. Soylent Green, yeah.
Soylent Green was a movie.
I don't remember this Soylent Green.
They basically recycled people secretly, and it was their food source. They called it Soylent Green, but it was dead people. Yeah.
So what was the name of this guy? The Mariner or something?
Mariner means sailor.
Sailor, yeah. And we met him, and we can see that he has very advanced boat, right? It's too advanced. It's impossible to understand how he built this board in this poor world when you have no materials at all, no sources. And also we learn by when he met this guy, drifter or someone, we learn that there are some rules, some laws in this society, if you can call this society. So there are some rules imposed by, I don't know who. And also we learn that there is a kind of pirates, a bunch of strange people who called smokers because they smoke all the time. They are actually pirates. I don't know how to describe them better, and they just hunt and what we can say?
Scavengers.
Scavengers, yes. Hunt and scavenge and looting and killing people. That's all. That's what we learned from the beginning. So this town or city in the water, it's called atoll, I guess.
Yep.
Actually, what is the origin of atoll? Is it a
An
word?
atoll is actually a small string of islands, like an archipelago. You know what an archipelago is?
Yep, yep.
An atoll's the same thing. It's just a series of little small islands.
Okay, okay.
This
so
is only one island, but they call it an atoll.
probably there are many probably, and they are drifting, I guess.
Yeah, they have to be. Yeah.
Yeah, they have some fishing nets, so I guess they're fishing. They're trying to make some kind of society. Somehow they have fresh water. Hard to say how. Probably they have desalination device or something. Is it?
Well, you know, you can make fresh water with, you know, you need salt water and heat it up.
Mhm.
And as the water vapor goes up, if you have something over the top, the water vapor will condense and run down, and you get fresh water.
Yeah, so it's
So
like
they
a
probably
kind
have
of,
some little device that does that.
kind of evaporation, right? So you evaporate the water, and then by cooling it, you getting it back without salt.
Capture the condensation, yeah. So
So
evaporation and condensation. Yeah.
What else we learn? We learn that they have some kind of currency, some kind of money. They say 64 of something. I don't know. It's not dollars anymore, but something.
They call them chits, like poker chips. They call them chits.
Mhm. And they are buying yours. They are buying soil. For what? For some reason. I don't know. Actually,
Plants, I guess.
yeah, but plants can survive without yours. Actually.
Well, not if it's a tomato or a lemon. You know, some fruits have to have soil.
Okay.
But how many are you going to grow? You know, one tomato plant. I got one tomato. Yay! It's going to feed me for an hour. You know?
Yeah, very strange. Okay, I guess that's all. So he was condemned to death, and we learned that there are a few more characters that we forgot. One was a pirate, kind of a spying pirate. What was his name? I forgot.
Talking about Nord, the man
Nord,
looking
yep.
for the girl.
Yeah. He was like intruder. He was a spy, right? He was there to learn something new, to understand what they can they loot in this place. And another one, it was kind of a sheriff, right? A guy who was paid by atoll citizens to make orders there. Enforcer.
They call him the enforcer, the
Strange idea.
lawman, the sheriff.
Yeah. It looks like they don't obey too much to him. But it's okay. Okay,
Now, let me mention Nord was a spy for the bad guys. He was there looking for a girl with a tattoo on her back. So he was there on a specific mission.
Yep. Probably there were some rumors about this girl somehow. I don't know how rumors spread in this society. It's
Yeah.
with
Not like
drifters.
I know. It's like legend spreads across all the little individual atolls in the world.
Yeah,
Wow.
maybe they have some male, I don't know, pigeons. No, they don't have birds actually. I just recall it. Okay.
Yeah. No place for them to land. Except for the atoll.
No animals, no birds, only fish.
Yeah.
Okay, I guess we covered the beginning. Vasans, please, can you continue?
Yes, after he was condemned to death, someone offered to to help him, but he denied because he was panicked. And later, on the next day, the pirates attacked their city. As say that, how can we call this? Is that a city?
I'd call it a town or an atoll.
Atoll. Okay, atoll. They attacked the atoll, and he was left to death. Is that right?
Left to die. Yep.
Yeah, left to die. And the one lady helped him, and she asked a favor in return, to get her and her foster child to the safest place, to the dry land. Then he agreed, and she rescued him. Then they somehow evaded from that attack, and he used his mechanical engineering skills to defeat the pirates' army, and he tricked them to make them, how to say that, to make a same side goal. How do we say that?
Make a friendly fire, right?
Oh, okay.
Yeah.
Do you remember this guy with glasses, goggles? Yes, this is a goggles and I don't know, some helmet and probably headsets. He actually got suits. How we call this? Black suit on his goggles, so he just cannot see anything. And Mariner used his harpoon. Is it a harpoon to change his direction of fire, and it was a catastrophe for them. Catastrophe for them. Yeah, but it was pretty funny in the movie, right?
Yeah, the guy couldn't hear because of the noise. He can't see, so he's just shooting.
It was a very bad design of the gun, right? So why the man who managed it should be in the worst place ever, you know? It was very strange, very strange.
Crazy.
Okay, but they managed to invite this atoll, this city. They started to search for the girl. And we learn that there is another character, Deacon, or kind of a priest, kind of a boss of those pirates, of those smokers. Vasants, could you describe him more? This Deacon.
Deacon, yes. He is the head of the smoker group, and he made all the orders, and he kept his position by promising his citizens to bring them to the dry land. So, but unfortunately, he lost an eye during the battle, and he used an eye patch, and he was very fond of the girl because she had the tattoo, and he believed that the tattoo will lead him to the dry land. And he sort of a funny guy, even though he was angry, he made a lot of comical expressions, especially when he was trying to shoot at two guys. He was asking them questions about a child. One guy answered, and he shot him, and the another guy said that, you promised me not to shoot me. Then, okay, did I say that? Okay, then you shoot him. Something like that. That was a funny one.
Yeah, so he tricked his victims, right? He wasn't about to hold his word, to follow his word, but he was kind of making a joke. Yeah,
Well, he kept his word. He said, ah, darn it, I promised I wouldn't shoot you. You shoot him. Yeah, that was pretty funny. So he's an honorable kind of guy in an evil way, you know.
Yeah, so now the Mariner has a new enemy, right? All the smokers and Diakon, they not happy about him. They going to find him. They going to hunt him, and what else? And also he has their victim, their goal, a lady, right? A girl. So he's in trouble. Sergey, tell us more. What happened after his escape? I'm sorry for interrupting, but we forgot about these inventors, you know, these crazy inventors with his balloon. Tell us about him as well. Gregor, yeah.
The old man.
I didn't understand the part with balloon, but if I understand correctly, Gregor has a problem with balloon, with the system of putting the air inside the balloon, but suddenly the balloon starts to be full balloon, and Gregor escaped of the balloon from the atoll, and in the same time Helen and small girl wanted to escape with Mariner, but Mariner don't escape there because he's a brutal man, and he is alone traveler, and he didn't got used to travel with different people on the trimaran, but they escaped together. This time the airplane started to attack the trimaran, and Helen gun from the spatial harpoon. Yep.
It's probably harpoon rifle or something. Harpoon gun.
We call it a harpoon. It's used to kill whales.
Yeah, it was a stupid decision because airplane started to fly on the circle, and the harpoon were started to
damage his ship.
yeah, and pilot cut the wire, and airplane fly away, and this group of people on the trimaran started to live together. They have some problem with relationships because Mariner beat Helen, and Mariner threw a small girl on the sea, and it's a funny on the other side, but on the other hand, it's not a funny because the girl don't make a swim, don't
learn how to swim. Don't
learn how to swim.
or
But
cannot
in
swim.
the end, they don't have the problem, and they have the friendships, and Helen told about the map on the back of the girl, and they wanted to find the part of Earth together.
Yeah. So what was the main reason of their conflict? Why there was a conflict? Why he wasn't happy about, you know, the company?
I don't know, and I can't to explain, but I think that he got used to live with different people, and he
Yeah.
has alone rules, and now he started to understand, and he has a responsibility of those people.
Well, I guess you're right, and I guess there are a few more reasons. One of them, he said, my device for producing fresh water is damaged. So it can produce water only for 2 people, not for 3. So instead of long suffering for both of you, I will just throw away. What's the word for this?
Throw overboard.
Throw overboard one of you, and it will be a humanitarian mission almost. I will save you from suffering. Another another reason, I guess, correct me if I'm wrong, is that he just don't need them. He just they have nothing to offer to him. He has everything and they have nothing. So, and also just because having them, he's a goal for smokers. So there are plenty of reasons to get them over the board because they are only trouble and no any pluses, in my opinion.
Yeah.
But girl was, naive and pretty. She's behaved like a small girl. She's tried to draw some pictures, and they somehow get along. Is it a good word? Get along? Is it?
Yep.
Okay. Okay. What else? So they decided to move somewhere to the big atoll, I guess. I don't remember exactly. So I
visited other trading centers to try to get parts for his boat.
yeah, and he was looking for some material, for some glue to fix his trimaran, right? Because he was in danger, needs part. Yeah, they tried to trade. There was an episode, a scene with another drifter, another trader who tried to rent or buy this women, and Mariner at the beginning he was okay without that with that, and after he changed his mind, right?
Yeah.
Don't know why. Probably he's a good guy deep inside.
Guilt. Yeah, guilt.
Guilt. Sans, please, could you continue?
Yes, and on their way toward the next atoll, they found another boat, I think. And he thought that they were just traders who were waving at them, but actually they were just dead bodies, I think. So the smokers killed them all, and they used the dead bodies to like a bait. They baited them. He found out that some of the water riders, right? Is that a motorbike? Some of them were hiding under water. The rest of the people started to attack them. Again, he used his skills to escape from them, and he even showed that they had a conflict. And Helen asked him about the dry land, but he denied that there was no dry land, and he brought her underwater and deep inside with the help of a balloon, and he showed her all the cities were buried underwater. It was merged underwater. And then she was convinced, but when they were about to board their boat, they found that the smokers had already caught their boat, and they get kidnapped the little girl.
Tell us more, please, about this trip to the underwater. What they found and how they made it.
Yeah, he used a big balloon with some air inside it. It's a normal physics, just making a glass,
Right?
upside down and use the air to breathe inside, and he had the ability to breathe underwater because he had gills, so he could hold his breath underwater, and he went deep inside, and he showed her that how he managed to get the dirt from underwater. So he went deep inside and he touched the ground, and he took some dirt. And they saw a lot of cities and their constructions, buildings, sky. How to say that? Skyscrapers. Skyscrapers.
Skyscrapers.
Okay, skyscrapers. They were all underwater. That's it. So many wreckages underwater. Then they got out. He used how to say that? A lighter.
Flare.
Okay, flare. Okay, flare to see what is coming through, to avoid bumping into something. So, and finally they got out of the water, and they had to meet the smokers.
Usually, when we dive far away under the water and then swim up, we have a problem with our blood, right? With oxygen in our blood, he's starting to make bubbles, to boil.
Yeah, we call that the bends. Yeah, this was a little, as you said, kind of a plot hole. You couldn't normally have a woman, go down that deep and then come right back up and, have no problems with that. So Hollywood.
Yeah, okay. What's that?
Yeah, in my textbook they said that when we go deeper in underwater, the pressure would make our blood veins to explode, so that the people who are trying to get the pearls underwater, they would apply some oil on their bodies, so the oil would balance the pressure underwater.
What happens when you go underwater is you breathe air into your lungs, but because of the pressure, some of that nitrogen gas in the air is pushed into your blood. And if you come up too quickly, that nitrogen gas that's pushed into your blood will form bubbles in your blood and you'll die. So you have to come up very slowly so the nitrogen can come out into your lungs and you can breathe it back out. So when you get bubbles in your blood, we call that the bends.
Yeah. Well, if mariner can get, any amount of yours at any time just by diving, why he is not a rich man? Why he has so small amount of yours?
Maybe he doesn't want to be, to grab the attention, to grab skeptical.
I see. Yep. Good answer, I guess. Yes. If you bring, 100 kilograms of yours to the atoll, they will kill you just in case, just
because they'll think you know where dry land is.
At least, yeah. Okay, so they found that their boat is captured by smokers and girl is kidnapped, I guess, at this moment. What else? I don't remember. Sergey, do you remember what happened after? So they swim up, they went to the surface, and they found that smokers Deacon takes Enola, as teacher Lee wrote in our chat. So what happened after?
Yeah, Deacon kidnapped the girls, and Deacon attacked the trimaran, and they arrested Mariner and Helen, and he wanted to know where is the small girl, and he wanted to kill someone, but he created the story that me I kill you now, and he start to gun, and girl goes from the boat, and after that they kidnap the girl. After that they got the girl to the tanker, and Mariner and Helen escaped on the balloon, if I remember correct. And after kidnapping, Daikon or Dakon, Daikon collect all people on the tanker, and he speaks about the future. But we have the map, and maybe we now we can to find the part of the Earth. And some people started to loud hurrah, and the Daikon threw some type of food for them, and after that they start to work as I don't know. It's
Yeah, what's the word for this? You shove. What's the verb? Rowing.
Rowing, and those are oars.
Oars. Okay. I always call this like a shovel. Don't know why. It's not a shovel. It's oars. But please.
The old Viking ships were called galleys.
Mm-hmm.
And they had the oar, like 20 oars sticking out, and all the people rowed the boat. That was the first ocean power.
Masals?
Yes, and did you notice that there was a photo frame in the ship, and it says Captain Joseph Hazelwood, I think.
Yep.
So he was, I read that he was a real American sailor who was responsible for 1989's oil spill. So I think they used that reference.
A little humor. Yep, that ship was the Exxon Valdez. A real ship in history.
And he made a religion out of him, right? He made him an icon. He said for the blessed John or something. And this diacon, he is actually a religion, kind of a, he built a cult, right? It's a cult. It's kind of a church. He's on top of this church. He's kind of a god for them. And I like it. Yeah, please.
But I think the Dakan is the great speaker and the good organizer.
Yeah, but manager maybe. But for such people, for such people that on this board you don't have to be very intellectual, to maintain them. So I was impressed that after his speech they started rowing, and when his right hand asked him to where we go now, I don't give a shit. I don't care, right? In a month or two, they will realize that they don't know, and then we will reevaluate the process again. I will deliver another speech.
Yeah.
What sounds? Please?
Yeah. Do you know the fact that why most of the captains use the eye patch? They had to go down and up on the deck. When they are on the deck and on the upper deck, they had to use one eye, and when they go down, their eyes would not adjust to the dark quickly, so they used the other one which was covered by the eye patch to look in the dark. So and that reference is also used there. And there was another comical element, a humorous element there, like how my eyes look. How does my eye look? Then everybody says, "Oh, it looks good," and then the children said, "Oh no, it looks like shit." Oh, that's why I love children.
Yeah. Children are honest. Yeah.
Well, this how we call this ship? A tanker? Is it a good word, actually? Tanker?
Yep, oil tanker. Yep.
Oil tanker, yeah. It's huge. I don't know how you can move it by rowing. It will take, a lot of efforts and time and energy and everything.
It makes people hungry and want to eat food. Yeah.
And the oil tanker is huge, and they move inside on this car. I was impressed by this. And he always spreading, some good things like cigarettes or something else. So he is actually buying the audience. He is bribing them.
Yeah. Yeah.
Sergey, do you want to say something? I can see a hand around you.
Yes, I wanted to tell about understanding the movie, and we told about the leader and organizer and manipulating of people. But now we have the good situation. We have the education system, we have internet, and we can read, we can speak. But from this movie, I understand that they don't have the schools, they don't have education system, and they can't read. But there are some people who could speak very well and can manage the big amount of people. It's not difficult. It's my opinion.
Probably. Yeah, the more educated people are, the harder to make them make something, because they have own kind of ideas and everything. I guess so. But it's an arguable idea, Sergey. In Soviet Union, the education was high, but people were really they were not streetwise. They knew a lot about nuclear physics, but they they were not streetwise. So it was easy to manipulate them.
But we had two parts of education. We have we had the good technical education. We had the good mathematician education. But we didn't have the good mental education and psychological education and relationships between different countries. We couldn't compare our life with different type of life around the world, like in North Korea. But when I live inside the room without a window, I don't know what's happened outside my home.
Yep, exactly. So it's not always about education, right? It's about your opportunities as well. So about what you can do. So if you are, as you said, in a room, and what can you do? Anyone can manipulate with you. Manipulate with you or manipulate you? Teacherly, how?
Manipulate you.
Manipulate you. Okay. Vasants, please.
One funny thing is, still, even after the post-apocalyptic situation, religion found its place. There was a preacher who was saying something when they put the dead body in the recycling liquid. Someone asked there. The religious reference was there, and I found it interesting.
Yeah. Say a prayer or whatever. Yeah.
Do you remember this white guy who lived inside? I don't know what's the name for this. This barrel of the oil. Where is exactly the storage of the oil? There was a old man.
They call him the meter reader.
Meter, okay.
He read the meter. He pulled the chain up and said, "We got 6 meters left."
Yeah, Deacon, we have only 1 meter and 40 centimeters.
Yeah.
Wow, it's not enough.
That
So
poor guy, he never saw sunlight.
But actually, people actually, a human cannot live like that. He will be poisoned by gas of the oil.
Yeah.
So very, very fast, I guess, in few hours, maybe less. Because I read somewhere an accident on a gas station. So one gas station, one guy during the cleaning the barrel jumped inside by accident, and he got killed very fast before he was like escaped from there. Okay, so where are they going to refill this oil? Sergey, what do you think? How they going to refill oil? Where to get it in this world? So when's the oil end, right? So oil end.
Yeah,
Where to get a new portion?
I think that it was a tanker, but they have a small part of oil inside the tanker. So
They cannot refill. They cannot get any more, right?
not.
That's the last oil in the world.
Yeah.
So after that, all the motorboard, everything is useless, just a metal, right? It's a kind of a plot hole for me, you know. I mean, how many times past science, you know, science water came here? So let me explain more. So this tanker, do you remember? He was very rusty, a lot of holes. So he was like he is drifting here for 100 years at least, or I don't know, 50 years or something. But they use a lot of oil every day. So it for me this world cannot like maintain own existence for me. So it's only possible for very short time after the catastrophe, but it seems to be longer than it should be, I guess.
Well, it might have, it might have been a full tank and they just slowly, drained it down. Deacon understood that when the oil ran out, they were in trouble. That's why he was in a hurry to find dry land.
Yeah.
But,
So don't give oil to anyone, only for searching operation. Yep.
yeah, save your oil.
Okay, where we finished? We finished that Deacon captured the girl, right? And rescue operation started, I guess. Am I right? For science? Could you please tell us about it?
Yes, the mariner climbed upon the ship and he started to kill everyone without make them notice that, without any witness. So the child was explaining his ability to the henchman of Deacon. He is the warrior. He has no feelings. He will kill everyone. Even children, even little girls. Then finally he found killed so many people. And then finally he approached the Deacon, and he threatened that he would drop the flare into the oil tank. Deacon didn't believe that. He said that he would not be crazy as to do that, do something like that. But he dropped that, and the ship exploded. There was a fire accident. Among that fire, Deacon decided to kidnap the girl by his airplane. He was aboard, they were aboard the plane, and they were about to leave the ship. The mariner used his mechanical skill, and he made the plane crash land on the ship. And he rescued the girl, and the man with the huge balloon approached there, and he dropped the rope to get them back. Then they rescued them, but unfortunately the Deacon's desperate approach made the little child fall into the water again, and again there was an action, brilliant attempt of rescue made by the mariner. It was a successful attempt, and the Deacon and his henchmen collided with each other and died eventually. And they found the dry land at last.
Yeah, Sergey, tell us about this dry land, how it looks like, and how in this world dry land existed. Why?
What is dry land? It's Everest.
Yep, I guess so.
Yeah, and I told about Everest. If mariner found the part of ground is Denver. Denver is a city in the USA, but Everest in the mountain of the Africa, if I remember correctly. Between
Nepal,
Africa, yeah, between Africa and Denver, 3,000 kilometers. And we have the problem.
Yeah, for a sailing board, it's hard. It will take a few months, I guess.
a long
I
trip.
think
Yeah.
it's 1 or 2 months they could to spend for reach the Everest, but it's impossible, I think. But maybe possible. We know some example in our history when some people sail from Europe to USA without engines. But it's difficult. Okay, and okay, it's a hole of plot. It's a not big hole of plot. Okay, and I trust, but I can't understand where do smokers got the cigarettes?
Well, they have. It seems they have a huge store with cigarettes.
Yes, ships have stores where you can buy cigarettes and shaving stuff.
Probably they captured another big container ship with only cigarettes, from Cuba to somewhere.
Okay, and the next problem in the Everest, it's 7,000 meter above the Baltic Sea. And if I remember correctly, it's not it's a not good place for live. And
So,
I can understand how the Everest start to be the oasis.
okay, I can explain you. Do you remember that why ice melted? Because yours somehow rotated, So south and north poles they rotated, so it's totally new climate. Everest now it's a heaven. It's a sunny, good place.
Okay, and the Everest is a mountain without beaches.
Well, yep. Sorry for that.
Yeah.
Okay, it's uh,
A little hokey, yeah, a little hokey.
yeah, and how I didn't understand the some and one again problem with the girl. The girl has the tattoo of her back, and when they go to the Everest, and she understands that Everest is her her
Home.
house, and they see some people inside the home, but I can't understand
It's
who.
it's her parents. It's her parents, And do you remember this music part when they found this music box, and she heard it and said, "Yes, this one. It's my house. I'm from here." So, but it's strange, If you have a daughter, what will you do? You will make a tattoo on your back and throw her away, right?
That, yeah,
Well, I think what happened,
male.
okay, they gave you some hints in the movie. Remember the girl had crayons and she would draw pictures, and she drew pictures of trees and horses. And the mariner saw these pictures, and he had seen these pictures in things he had found underwater that she could never have seen.
Yep.
So if she could draw a tree and a horse, he knew that she had seen real trees and horses. He knew what they were from his old newspapers and books he found. So he knew that she had been on dry land before. So when they found dry land, there were the horses and there were the trees. So suddenly we know that she came from there. And then they found her parents had died. So what had happened was when the parents knew they were going to die, they took the girl and put a map on her back so that if she were, I guess they put her out on a boat. I'm not sure how she found civilization, but when someone were to find her, her back would show them how to find dry land.
Well, possible. Still strange, but possible, right?
But Yvonne, tell me, if you're on a little island in a water world,
Mhm.
what map, how would your map show people how to find your little island with zero reference?
They used longitude and latitude, some numbers, they said. Do you remember this? In the movie, they actually found some numbers and said it's an obsolete system of coordinates or something.
Yeah, but they had no sextants or no GPS to use that information. There was no reference point. You know what I mean?
Well, exactly. But we don't know how they got there. Let's find another theory. Let's say they were scientists who predicted that yours will have this accident, and they go to Everest before the hand. You know.
That's possible. Yeah. In fact, they must have been educated because they made a map that showed people how to get there. So,
Yep.
yeah,
What's
a
that?
little crazy. Yeah.
Yes, and the tattoo part is like making your child remember your mobile phone number, in case she lost. And she would use the mobile number to call you back and somebody would get help home, Just
Yeah.
like that, without any technological advancement, they used map theory, I think.
Also, yeah, I think Yvonne mentioned this. The Earth, remember the map was confusing because north was south and south was north. So what that told them was that the Earth had flipped upside down during this catastrophe. So Yvonne was right. The world flipped upside down, so it got all messed up. Yeah.
Probably the Earth and Moon, they changed their orbits because do you remember in the movies it was a huge moon on one in one scene at the evening we can see that moon was like enormously huge. It was like it was very close to the Earth, so something changed.
I missed that. Okay.
Yeah, something changed in in space. Probably we had some I don't know meteorite or something. I don't know.
You know, if that were true, the ocean tides would be tremendous.
Yeah,
And dry land would go underwater and above water.
Yeah, and teacher Lee shared a few articles in our Telegram chat about a real amount of water in this ice in this ice. So what will happen if this ice will melt? And if I'm right, it will be like 3 or 7 meters high, right?
I think it was about 70 meters, about 90 meters.
90 meters. Okay,
Yeah.
so not too.
Not 9 kilometers.
Yeah. So
Yeah.
Sergey, you in Ural Mountains, you are safe. Nothing will happen with
Yes,
Ural Mountains.
I know.
Actually, we are joking, but I know that from school. Somehow, I don't know why. Maybe because Russian teachers are paranoid or something. They told us, when we live there in the Ural Mountains, we have exactly zero possibility of catastrophe. We don't have any volcano. We don't have, some climate. We are safe here. And even if all the ice will melt, we are safe again. So. if something bad happens with yours, go to Ural Mountains. You will be safe.
I confirm it. Yeah.
So you was told the same way. Okay. I don't know why. So we don't have ice quaking. We have nothing. We don't have flooding. So it's always stable. Always the same.
The reason that they chose Denver to be the city that he found was Denver has a reputation for being one of the highest altitude cities in the world. It's actually up on top of a plateau. So it's at a high altitude. So So that's the city that he swam down to, was Denver, Colorado, according to the synopsis.
Okay, understandable. So it's like Ural Mountains. As we said, Ural Mountains is a huge plateau in Russia between Siberia and central part, so people can
Okay.
survive there.
Okay.
Okay, let's answer. I guess we covered the plot, right? Any questions? Any special one? If no, we have few on our Padlet. So first one, why the mariner? Why could not he stand the dry land noise? Let me copy it. Why couldn't he stand the dry land's noise? So he wasn't happy about noise. Do you remember? He wasn't happy when girls started to talking all the time. He said, "Do you ever listen? Listen to what? Listen to the world sound." Probably the same answer. He was a hermitage teacher, right?
Hermit.
Hermit. He was a hermit, a guy who lived alone.
So he liked quiet, the sound of the ocean. You know, quiet. He loved that. So when you're on land and you hear the trees and the wind and people talking and the horses and the birds, he couldn't stand that noise.
Thank you enough for me. Yep. Okay. Let me rephrase this question a bit. So in this world, no one have seen this dry land. How they managed to get green plants, lemon plant or other plants? Where they got the seeds? What do you think? Any theories?
Yep, there was a tomato plant and his little lemon tree.
Yeah. And he bought something in a toll, something tomato probably.
Tomato plant, yeah.
Well, someone should have reached this destination, dry land. Probably.
That, or maybe some seeds were floating on the ocean and he found some seeds. I don't know. That's a good question.
Well, the question of supplies in this world, it's kind of tricky. You know, do you remember this flare that he used underwater? They are disposable, right? You use it once.
Yeah.
So where to refill the storage of them?
I guess he'd kept it for 20 years and had an occasion to use it. Yeah.
And kept a lot of them, right? And
Yeah.
it's strange. Okay, there are no more questions. I guess we covered the last of them. So, Sergey, did you enjoy the story? If you've watched it for first time?
Yeah, okay, it's so.
It's okay. Well, you know, I enjoyed the circumstances. I like the idea in general. So I would like to see more about the world, which consists only from the water and nothing else. I like it how Kevin Costner acted. He actually is the guy with one face to me. No emotions, nothing. I kind of like some humorous situation in this movie with Diakon, with smokers, with some characters. But overall, the story, it's not very logical. It doesn't have too many twists for me. No suspense. It's pretty much straightforward story for me. So that's the reason I enjoy like the set of the story, but not the story itself, I guess.
Yeah, that's kind of like me. It's just imaginative. What if, you know, and how would people survive? I mean, it's just I just thought it was very imaginative to look at this kind of an extreme situation and how people would try to survive.
Yeah, another good question: how he got these gills, you know, and this what was the word? Padded feet. I forgot this word. Webbed feet. Yeah, so it will take I guess 100 years of evolution.
Now this they talk about mutation, okay? He was the only one that had mutations, it seems. Maybe there were others and they were all killed. But to be mutated needs radiation, right? So it implies maybe the catastrophe that happened in the past was some kind of a nuclear catastrophe, and radiation caused mutations. And luckily for him, the radiation made him develop gills like a fish. But I can't see that from radiation normally.
I guess it's just a hot. How we call it? It's just a. I forgot the plot hole. Plot hole. That's all.
Yeah, it didn't explain, how he got mutated, and didn't explain how the girl got from the island to somewhere so they could bring her back to the island.
Sergey, please.
Yeah, and I like one scene with fishing when a mariner put in the sea and the big fish eats him, and he gone inside the fish. Very interesting moment.
Well, and what do you think? For me, it's a bad idea. What if it doesn't swallow you at all? What if the fish will do it part by part? What will do?
Bite you in half. Yeah.
What will you do then? Will you be happy or not? I don't think so. So
I can't remember. Did he blow up the fish?
yeah.
But it didn't hurt him at all. So how did he escape injury when he's at the source of the explosion?
I don't know. Seems unlikely. Yeah. The whole idea of the fishing of this way, it's strange. At least, if I would, if I did not have another choice, I would use this women as a bite.
Yeah. But, can you imagine the woman, it's like the guy jumps in the water. What? Big fish comes up. What? Fish swallows him. What? Blows up. What? It's like, what's going on? And then he comes up and they have a big meal, Just another Monday.
Yeah. Now you know how I fish, So it's very simple. Yeah, so some scene of the movie they're good. They're well done, I guess. Yeah. Okay, let's see some slides until we run out of time. And I'm sharing screen with with this. I guess you can see. Let me click present. Waterworld in the small pounds, I guess.
Yeah, good fun.
Good part, yeah. Okay, let's start with this one. Vasants, could you please?
Yes, this is inside his boat, mariner's boat, and this is where he stores all the weapons and supplies. And we can see huge pipes and nets and buckets holding on the left side, and there is a cart, a roped cart. Is that how do we say that? The cart made by rope,
I guess a rope cot, I guess.
Yeah. So,
not quite a hammock.
Yeah. And a lot of utensils on the back, and so many gibberish wreckages, the leftovers of some machines, so you can't identify the products.
Can't recognize much.
Yeah.
Just a bunch of junk.
Is there a special name for the room inside the boat, Teacher Lee?
Not in this particular case. This is just below decks. We would say below decks.
Below decks, okay. But I guess for this water world, this guy is very rich, very well equipped, because he can go to the old cities and get something, I guess. But I think he cannot get too many things at the one deep. He need to swim a lot of times to get it one by one, by few.
Yeah, he can probably you know, take like a balloon down underwater and tie stuff to it and put some air in it and let it float to the surface.
Hmm.
But yeah, it seemed like it'd be a painful process. Now, something to realize is all this stuff's been underwater for years and years. Seawater rots things real quick. Very little can, you know, exist underwater without getting rotten. So I'm surprised a lot of this stuff is even usable. You know what I mean?
Yep. It's
Books
all,
would, yeah,
it
everything would,
get rusty, it get acid on this, so it's very,
books would just fall apart.
yeah.
You know,
But
so-
Diakon has this, you know, matches to make fire. It was interesting.
Waterproof matches. Yeah.
Waterproof matches, yeah. Sergey, please describe this one.
There is a trimaran with a hole, сетка вот эта вот,
Net.
with a net, and we can see some things on the net and ski. I don't know from the Denver.
Yeah, it's a one ski, right?
Yeah,
And,
one ski, some balloon, and on the top we can see the lemon tree,
mhm.
and in the front of behind of him we can see the garpon.
His weapon.
Yeah.
And he always uses these ropes to move like a monkey, right?
Swing, yeah, swing like Tarzan. Yeah.
Tarzan, yeah, exactly.
Some
He's a-
bucklet, and we can see near the ski shoes for mountain ski.
Yeah, high boots we call it, or something. Boots for sport for
Yeah.
mountains.
Ski boots, I guess.
Okay, so is Denver does Denver has a ski resorts or something?
Yes,
mountains?
yes, yeah. Colorado is very cold. A lot of ski slopes, snow ski resorts. Yeah,
Okay, it explains. It
Yeah,
explains.
yeah.
Okay, ski resorts. Okay, what else? Let's find something with details. What is happening here? I actually forgot. This thing.
He's going to the store after he sold the little amount of dirt to the people, to a merchant. He got money, chiplets, I think, and he brought them to the store to buy something, maybe the water, fresh water, some eatables, and the things he needed. But the store was empty at that time. Very few items were left. We can see Helen, I think. Helen is working. She's filling some water. And you can see the empty, how to say that, the baskets for holding food items in a store, you know, the fenced hangers, you know, to hold the food items. What can we?
Kind of a vase made from a net, right? It's kind of a dish, basket, something.
it's hard to say.
Yeah, I like how in this imaginable water world they use nets everywhere. You know, like fishing nets are everywhere for for floor, for sailing, for clothes, for everything. Kind of. This guy has a very strange coat with many small holes. Why? I don't know.
It looks like Swiss cheese. Yeah. I don't know.
Very strange. Don't know why.
So maybe this platform was like an old oil rig or something, and the metal floating part, you know, came loose and they're living on it. I don't know.
Maybe. Okay, finally, smokers. Sergey, tell us about them. Tell us about pitch.
Yeah, in the ship of the smokers with the top with a top cabin for the head of smokers, who is the diacon, and we can see funny umbrella and some people who helps to manage this ship, and we can see a lot of metal details, and in the center of the photo we can see the captain and I don't know, it's driver of the ship. Around the ship we can see a lot of drivers of water bikes.
Jet skis, right? These motorbikes, jet
Jet
skis.
skis
Jet skis. Okay, jet
Yeah.
skis.
or water bikes if you want.
And that guy who you called captain, he's a helmman or something. Usually, who has a wheel?
I don't know. I can't really see who is. Maybe that guy below him
Yeah,
in
but
the
in
middle.
general, on the board, the guy who has a wheel, who
Oh, the
um,
helm steers the ship. Yeah.
helm. Yeah, so his name is Helm.
So that's part of the guy below in front of and below the deacon. That guy's probably the helm because he's holding something like he's steering.
And they have a few barrels with oil, I guess. And these two guys, one is bandit, another is staying with his arms up. They're using some kind of leverage, some kind of device to pump the oil, I guess, something like this.
I have no
Yeah,
idea.
I remember they work it like an engine, like a pump
Okay.
for this boat.
Okay.
So it was a half semi-automatic, not a full
Okay. All right.
full automatic. Okay, let's go there. Masans, can you speak?
Yes, and this is the old man who accidentally pushed the lever of the mechanical establishment that released the balloon, and it went upward. Hastily, he boarded the balloon because he didn't want to lose the opportunity, and he couldn't get Helen and the Enola, I think. Enola. The balloon. You can see, I think they are sandbags, I think.
Yep.
To keep it balanced. And you can see huge ropes, balloons.
I guess this must not be sand because I think sand should be. It's like yours. It can be. It can worth a fortune in this world.
It would be very valuable, right? People
Yeah.
would steal a sandbag or dirt bags.
Yeah. So probably there are some metal things inside or something
Yeah,
else.
nuts and bolts.
Yeah. I remember we described this type of balloons in our previous class with Mysterious Island, so we know how it works. And this one is actually doesn't have heating device, so it's probably should use gas or something, but I don't see how it's possible.
Where is he going to get helium, you know?
And it's a very brave, thing to go somewhere on balloon in the world with water. Where are you going to land without additional helium or heating device? So strange again.
Yep. How do you stay in the air all the time? Yeah.
This is this old white man I told about.
Skinny, emaciated. Yeah.
Yeah. Okay, let's.
Yeah, most of the stuff's just junk. Yeah.
Yeah. So we can describe episodes, but not all this junk. Okay.
The problem of this movie is the similar landscapes and the photos, but
Landscape is always the same. Yeah.
Describe it.
But we can describe the process. So yeah, I remember you had difficulties to describe this process, right? Maybe with
Yeah,
picture it's more simpler.
yeah, and this photo describes when Helen puts the garpon on the airplane, and airplane to start fly on the circle around the matched.
The mast. This pole in the center.
Around the mast, and after that they try to cut this wire between flying ship.
Yeah, mast has a lot of ropes to manage this sail system, so it can be damaged easily. So by
Yeah, and I think in this sense they didn't work they didn't work with the physical rules, because I think the airplane has more energy than one trimaran, and it could be rotate the trimaran, but I
Yeah.
think.
I guess you're right. So to fly, airplane must have powerful engines. Otherwise, you cannot fly, right? So you cannot just grab by your hand airplane and make it land. And I guess for trimaran it was very hard. Probably what will happen in real life? In real life, airplane probably will not notice garpon, right? Just bring it out from your ship. That's all. But it's a good way to make a picture, to some funny episode.
Yeah.
Okay, another trader. They learn some symbols from the book. They are cooking, I guess, and it's an ambush by smokers. Do you remember the smokers were under the water, attached to something?
Yeah, it's funny that a periscope usually is to go from underwater above water to look around.
Yep.
But he had it upside down. He could look underwater from above the water.
Yeah. How smokers managed to breathe under the water? And for how long they were waiting there? For a week?
Yeah, that's what I wondered. I couldn't see any pipes for breathing, underwater. So that seems skeptical. That's a plot
Yeah.
hole.
And to what they were attached? These ski jets, they were attached to something to kept underwater position. So to what? I don't understand. To some anchor?
A good point. Yeah. Yeah.
But the ambush was funny. I remember. Oh, Vasant, please describe this one. It's about their diving to the Colorado, to Denver.
Yeah. He used this water balloon to fill the air so that she can breathe underwater. And it looks like a bag. If we keep it upside down, it will look like a bag or something to hold something.
Mm-hmm.
They call it a diving bell because it looks kind of like a large bell.
Mm-hmm. Yeah.
But if you know how water, if you let's say your air goes down to the bottom of the cloth, if you go down deep, that air is going to be squeezed up, and you're going to be breathing like this.
Water pressure is higher and higher as you go down.
Yeah.
And I don't know. Is it safe to breathe air that under high pressure? I'm not sure. Probably it's dangerous. I'm not sure. I never dived. It's something strange.
Yeah, it will be weird.
Okay. I guess we can finish at this moment. It's let's say it was the last one. So nice movie. Sergey, would you? Sorry, no, I just misread the chat. Okay, so I guess we can call this a day. We can call this a day. It was an interesting movie by, as I said, by circumstances. We can think about it more. At least don't live, in the in the places which are close to ocean. Live on the mountains if you're scared by water.
Yeah.
It's actually, it's in some places in Russia it's a big problem. We every spring when snow is melting, we have a lot of flooding in the low places. But people still continue to live there from year to year, and every year they just surprised. Wow, how it's happened again?
Yeah, like New Orleans. Every hurricane it floods. Every year it floods. I lost everything. I need money to rebuild. Move.
It happens only for 400 years, so we cannot predict that precisely.
Yeah.
Maybe it will be better this year. It's funny, but it's true. People still live there. Okay, thank you very much for coming. Please write your suggestions about movie. We will choose one for the next week. Thank you for your support. Bye.
Bye bye.
Thank you.
Bye, everyone.